What's good, YouTube? It's your boy SlayIsland, and I'm back with another NBA 2K21 video. I'm recording this video on my birthday, and before I get into the video, let me just say I appreciate you guys so much. You guys have been showing crazy love, crazy support in my last couple videos, the last whole month, last 2 months honestly, and I appreciate you guys so much. Once again, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment. All that stuff helps me out so much. But in today's video, I'm going to give you guys my rankings on the best shooting badges in NBA 2K21. So if you've watched some of my recent Pro-Am games, I made a pure stretch 4. I get 30 shooting badges. I've tested out the badges. I've watched 2K labs, and I think I figured out what the best badges are in the game. So first off, let me show you guys what I'm currently running. So here it is. Like I said, I get 30 shooting badges. I'm running Hall of Fame Catch and Shoot, Hall of Fame Deadeye, Hall of Fame Flexible, Hall of Fame Green Machine, Hall of Fame Hot Start, Hall of Fame Hot Zone Hunter, Hall of Fame Range Extender, and Silver Clutch Shooter. As you can see, that's a lot of badges. This is a pure stretch build, and I'm not sure if a lot of people are on the wave yet, but pure stretches and pure sharps are very, very OP this year. They're good for Pro-Am, they're good for Park, and if you like to shoot, I suggest you make this build. But now let me give you guys my rankings for the best shooting badges in NBA 2K21. So here we are. I'm on tier maker. As you guys can see, all the shooting badges are right there. We got 5 tiers, with A obviously being the best and F being the worst. So let's start. First badge, we got Catch and Shoot. So here's what the game says about Catch and Shoot. For a short time after receiving a pass, the receiver's outside shooting attributes get a significant boost. Now honestly, this is one of the best shooting badges in the game. Any build where you're shooting the ball, you want Catch and Shoot on as high as you can get it. Gold or Hall of Fame. For me, I run it on Hall of Fame. I'm gonna go Catch and Shoot A tier. Next badge, Clutch Shooter. Shot attempts that occur during the final moments of the fourth quarter or in any overtime period receive a large boost. Now this is a very underrated badge. It's actually a very good badge that I run on Silver. If you're a guy who wants to step up and hit shots, you can throw this badge on and it will help you so much. On 2K, it says you'll receive a large boost. So for this badge, I'm gonna go C tier. It's not the worst badge. It's not the best. I think it's an underrated badge. I'm gonna put it right at C. Next badge, we have Corner Specialist. Deep mid-range or three-point shots taken along the baseline of the court receive a boost, whether it is off the dribble or off of a catch. Now this is a good badge for corner shooters, but me, I'm a 30 badge stretch with a high three-pointer. I don't really need this badge to hit in the corner. I'm gonna put this badge in the D tier because honestly, I'm never going to run it on my sharp. And with all the other badges I have in my high rating, I don't need it to hit in the corner. It's honestly just a waste of badge points for me. But if you have a really low three-pointer, you can run this badge. But according to 2K Labs, you don't get much boost unless you put it on Gold or Hall of Fame. So it requires a lot of points. It just basically requires too many points for me to put on. Next badge, we have Deadeye. Jump shots taken from a defender closing out receive less of a penalty from a shot contest. This includes both mid-range and three-point shots. Now Deadeye. This is a great badge. It helps you hit contested shots. Obviously, every sharp wants to run Hall of Fame Deadeye. Point guards, they want to run Hall of Fame Deadeye. So Deadeye, I'm going to go A tier as well. I love this badge. The center jumps at you, gets 20%, a little late contest. It doesn't matter. You got Hall of Fame Deadeye. Still green it. Next badge, we have Deep Fades. Post fadeaways taken far from the basket receive less of a distance penalty than normal. Now, Deep Fades is a decent badge for a post scorer. Me on my build, I do get a high post fade, and I've thought about using this badge. But honestly, post fades aren't too great this year, and especially if you're playing Pro-Am, it's kind of hard to incorporate them into the offense. So I'm going to go D tier here. It can work in certain situations. In the Park on 2s, I'm sure you could get away shooting post fades, and putting on deep fades will help. But for me, I don't really like the badge. I think it's a waste. Difficult shots. High difficulty jumpers such as hop steps, spins, step backs, and pull-ups receive a shot percentage boost. Now difficult shots is a good badge. I don't really use it on my stretch because I don't really take a lot of off dribble shots. But if you take off dribble shots, this badge is OP. I'm gonna put it B tier. I really like it. It gives you a big boost. If you can get on Hall of Fame and you take off balance shots, it helps you out so much. So B tier for difficult shots. Now, flexible release. Shot timing penalties for jump shots are reduced, making it easier to knock down attempts even when releasing early or late. Now, flexible release. Everyone says this is a casual badge. If you use flexible release, you're trash. You can't time your jumper. but who cares? You get no penalty for putting on a flexible release. You don't miss more. And it just, when you do mess up, it makes you shoot better. This badge is OP this year. I highly suggest using flexible release if you have enough badge points. I'm gonna put it on B tier. I use it on Hall of Fame. And I'm a good shooter, but when I do mess up, the flexible release will help me. Next badge, we have Green Machine. Give an additional shot boost when consecutively achieving excellent releases on jump shots. Now, Green Machine was so OP last year, but 2K Labs recently did a video on Green Machine, and it honestly kind of sucks this year. So first off, you have to green 2 shots in a row before even activating it, and if you don't have this badge on Gold or Hall of Fame, it doesn't really do much. Now, if you're a really good shooter, you green every shot, it will help. It will help you make more shots, but at that point, do you really even need it on if you're that good? You're already greening every shot. So I'm gonna put this on C tier. I do run it on Hall of Fame. I'm thinking about taking it off because I don't know how good it actually is, especially as a stretch. I don't know how many shots I'm gonna get a game, but right now I'm gonna put it on C tier. Next up, we have Hot Start. For every made shot from the beginning of the game, player receives a shot attribute bonus that lasts until the first missed shot attempt. Now, Hot Start, this badge is pretty similar to Green Machine in my opinion. It gives you a boost when you make your first shot, but once you miss, the badge is done. So I think it's a good badge, and I do run it. I actually have it on Hall of Fame, because when you are hitting, it just makes you keep hitting, and it's good for that. But once you miss your first shot, the whole badge is over. So I'm gonna go C tier. If you get a lot of badges, you can run it, but if you don't get a really high badge count, I probably would leave this badge off. Next up, we have Hot Zone Hunter. Shots that are taken out of players' hot zones are given a boost. Now, Hot Zone Hunter, this is probably the best shooting badge in the game. We're gonna go A tier here. It obviously requires you to get your hot zones, but once you get your hot zones, it helps you out all around the court. It will help you in the corner, top of the key, mid-range, anywhere. And if you can get this badge on Hall of Fame, it boosts your percentages a lot. Now, every single sharp, you need to put this badge on, even if you don't get a lot of shooting badges, even if you're not a sharp. This badge is OP, and I suggest everyone uses it. Next up, we have Ice and Veins. Free throws taken in the second half of close games or overtime periods are given a boost. Also, the timing window for free throws becomes larger. Now, obviously, everyone knows this badge is complete trash. We're gonna go F tier here. Honestly, I was thinking about throwing this on and seeing how good the free throws actually are because I have so many badges, but then I was like, no, like that's the worst idea I've ever heard of. This badge is terrible. Don't ever use this. I've never seen anybody use this badge in a comp game. I've never seen anyone use this badge ever, period. It's a horrible badge. Next up, we have Pick and Popper. Shot attempts that come after setting a screen are given a boost if the shot happens far enough from the rim and within a few seconds after the screen has been set. Now, this is an interesting badge, and you would think if you're running like a pick and pop offense, this badge could work, but honestly, I've tried it before and it doesn't seem like it does much for me. It's hard to make it activate, so I'm gonna put this badge D tier. It's almost F tier. I almost would say never run it, but in a certain scheme, I guess you could run it, but I just wouldn't do it personally. Next up, we have Pump Fake Maestro. Shortens the timer that determines how long after a pump fake a player can shoot without incurring a shot percentage penalty. Now, obviously, this badge is completely trash. Once again, like, really, Pump Fake Maestro? Like, why is this even a badge? I don't even have to say anything about this. Like, don't run this badge no matter what. It's terrible. So for a sharp, it's awful. I've seen some centers run it and they can say like once they pump fake in the paint, they don't really get a penalty after going back up. I don't really know if it works like that, but I've heard it. I'm still gonna put it at F tier. Next, we have Slippery Off Ball. When attempting to get open off screens, the player more effectively navigates through traffic. Now, Slippery Off Ball is a solid badge. It helps you dex, it helps you cut. There's a lot of good things to it. I'm gonna put it at C tier because it's not the greatest badge, it's not the worst badge. For a sharpshooter that likes to move around, likes to dex, likes to cut, you can use this badge. And if you're a center, this badge helps you with your slip, so I would suggest putting it on. It's not a great badge, not a terrible badge, it's just okay. Now, Range Extender adds extra distance to a player's given shot range for both mid-range and three-point shots. Now, everyone knows Range Extender is amazing. We're gonna go A tier here. Basically, every single sharpshooter runs this Hall of Fame. Every point guard runs this Hall of Fame if they can. This badge is just great. It lets you shoot further than you would without it. Like, what's the con to that? Next up, we have Steady Shooter. Shot attempts that are contested receive less of a penalty. However, shot attempts that are open do not receive as much of a bonus. Now, this badge is awful. Now, let me tell you guys something. So I have someone who was grinding my stretch, and when he was grinding my career, he had Steady Shooter on, and I could not change my badges. So when I went into Pro-Am, I had Steady Shooter Gold on, and let me tell you, I missed every wide open three, just miss. And then I took it off the next day and I literally was just greening everything. Like, this badge is trash. Don't run this. Now, if you just like shooting contested shots just to like get a clip or something, I guess it makes you better, but come on, bro, like that's not comp. Let's be honest. So next we have Tireless Shooter. Shot attributes on jump shots suffer a smaller penalty than normal when fatigued. Now this is a pretty good badge and I've seen a lot of guards run it this year. For me as a sharp, I don't really get fatigued too often. My stamina doesn't get really that low. So I'm gonna put it at C tier. I thought about running it, thought about putting it on silver maybe, just so in case I do get tired from running on defense, I can still green, but I feel like it's not really necessary. So I'm gonna put it C tier. It's a mid-level badge. And final badge, we got Volume Shooter. After a player has taken a small handful of shots, an additional boost to shot attributes is given for every subsequent shot, whether it's a make or a miss. In my opinion, it's kind of trash this year. So 2K Labs did a test and you have to take a shot every 90 seconds or the badge stops working. And that's really good if you're a point guard who gets up a lot of shots, but as a sharp, I'm not necessarily taking a shot every 90 seconds. So in my opinion, it's not that good, and I'm gonna put it at D tier. Here's my badge rankings. Obviously, quick draw is out of the game, so quick draw is not being ranked, but here's my badge rankings. The A tier badges, we have Hot Zone Hunter, Catch and Shoot, Range Extender, and Deadeye. Let me know down below what you guys think, where you guys would rank the shooting badges, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm coming to you guys with a lot more Pro-Am content, a lot more tips, a lot more tutorials, whatever you guys want to see. Just let me know what videos you want and I'll do it for you guys. But once again, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and until next time, I'm out.